Hare Krishna and welcome everyone to our weekly Bhagavad Gita session. We'll continue with our discussion on the topic of Bhagavad Gita. We had a break for a couple of weeks, 1 week due to I not being well, and prior to that also we had one break when I had to give a class on the ninth chapter in the Bhaktivedanta High School. So that was a very nice experience. So we'll resume with our discussions um, about the austerities. And one of the important austerities that Krishna highlight is about the is that of the mind. So we'll be discussing something about our mind today, and we'll again just like last year, last session where we discuss the austerities of speech and body and speech, and we discuss it through various case studies. We'll try and do something similar today. We have a case study for discussion, and hopefully everybody will be able to contribute and make this discussion fruitful learning experience for all of us. So just to do a little recap, what we have done, what we have been discussing is the about the how the current worldview, why austerities are basically required, and we have seen two views on this. One is that currently the world operate, or the foundational assumption of this world as it functions today is the life is only meant for enjoyment. Life is meant only for enjoyment. So this is a fundamental assumption with which the whole world today is functioning. the the governments function like this, the corporate function like this, the advertising industry function like this, Bollywood, Hollywood, cinema, drama, everything functions like this, and the whole advertising industry function on this assumption, and all of us are conditioned by all this environment. We also generally believe in this theory only, that the life is only meant for enjoyment. The goal of life is to enjoy, anyhow somehow enjoy. That's the condition, that's the fundamental goal or purpose for life, that all of us are, if we look around ourselves, all of us are set with this one sole purpose, and all our activities are driven by this purpose. The survival of the fittest. We need to become better. We need to become better than the competition, fitter than the competition, and more agile than the competition, so that we can accumulate more. We can get access to the better quality of sense enjoyment. So the fundamental goal of life is to enjoy, and survival of the fittest means if you happen to be weak, be prepared to be exploited by others. Be prepared that you'll be used by others. Be prepared that your choices will be less. So these are the assumptions with which the world functions today. So and we see many instances, couple of instances we discuss. So one is Nazis use their advanced scientific brains to invent gas chambers to kill Jews. Nazis wanted to kill Jews. Why? Because they believed that Jews are anyway not are not very spiritually minded, spiritually capable of any spiritual advancement. So they will go to hell anyway. After whenever these people will give up their bodies, they will go to hell. So we will only accelerate that process. We will just advance that process. Instead of they going to hell after say 10, 15, and 20 years, we will make it today, so that they can come back with in a newer bodies, and in a better bodies, and they can take up the process of the Christianity or the God consciousness, as Nazis were following. So they were very convinced that Jews need to be killed, and a whole race of Jews need to be killed. And they invented this gas chamber where people can be stuffed, poisonous gas can be leaked, and all these people can be killed. A whole bunch of people can be killed at one go, rather than shooting them one after another. and the various numbers. Some says 7 lakh Jews were killed, some says 20 lakh Jews were killed. But this all happened in the Second World War, and that's because this was possible because Jews were weak and Nazis were able to exploit the weaker people. And Nazis didn't they enjoyed doing this as well. It's not that they felt remorseful or regretted for what they were doing at that point of time. At least they were not regretting. So they were very convinced that this has to happen, and faster means of getting this is the better. The faster the better. So they were very happy to get this invention where with less effort they could kill maximum people. Now this event went down in the history of humanity as the worst event, um, worst event in the whole of one of the worst event. It went down in the history as one of the worst events in the history of humanity. So that's a separate issue. But the Jews were weak. Jews were weak and Nazis were strong. Nazis enjoyed doing what they did, so they were justified. So humans killing of animals today, not to fill their bellies but for enjoyment of tongue. Because why this is justified today? Because the current law tell us that we shouldn't kill a human being, another human being, and that is a culpable offense under law. But uh, but law does not recognize animals as also as living entities, which means humans are free to kill animals for the sake of fulfilling their urges of tongue. So Krishna's law, Sarva Yonishu Kaunteya Aham Bija Pradapita. He is the Bija Pradapita for all the yonis, all the species of life, not just human. However, we human have carved out a law and made a law to protect ourselves and expose others, everyone else. The human being should not be killed, but if you happen to be killing other animals who are weaker, go ahead, fine, do that, and enjoy. So the again, animals are weaker. Animals cannot protest, and humans are stronger, and hence we are able to mercilessly kill animals for filling our for satisfying our tongue. Not just filling our bellies, but also for satisfaction of our tongue. So it's completely unnecessary. However, we've been doing it, we've been legally doing it, and there is no question of anybody feeling bad about it, because people enjoy killing, people enjoy serving, people enjoy cooking, and people enjoy eating those animals, cooked animals, and that's become the norm of the whole world. What to speak of India? India is been no exception. We all Brahminical families are catching up on their favorite meat and favorite poison, as they call it, and they're catching up. And the other communities are blaming the Brahmin communities because you started eating the flesh. Now the prices have gone up, but in general, everyone seems to be enjoying. Everyone work with these two principles, that your life is meant for enjoyment, and if you are able to exploit and exploit the others, that's okay. If they happen to be weak, they will get exploited. If you think you are weak, be prepared to be exploited by others, so nobody feels bad about it. Another theory, similar theory Prabhupada gives. Why this is why we are studying this, because we don't need to understand why austerities are at all important. And if we function in this way, we get very horrible results. The other way, Prabhupada, other point of view Prabhupada present in Bhagavatam, that there is that the religion should provide for self-realization and speak about eternal relationship with God. Eternal relationship with God. Self-realization will bring in some austerities, some rules and regulations, some do's and don'ts, and that's why religious. But as against this, irreligious life is a barbarous condition, and in this world there is always competition and continuous rivalry to satisfy the senses. Prabhupada makes a very profound point in this particular purport of first canto, second chapter, first canto, first chapter, and the second verse, the purport. So this competition and continuous rivalry for sense gratification is the driving force of this world. Prabhupada says, driven by such consciousness and desires, people turn to religion for better sense gratification. So if I'm getting a particular level of sense gratification now, if by following some religious principles, if by taking up to the religion, becoming a little bit religious, if religion can provide me with a better quality of sense gratification, a more quantity of sense gratification, then people were prepared to follow some religion. So religion's primary purpose was to provide people with better quality and quantity of sense gratification, facility for sense gratification. People were not following religion because they loved God, because they had a gratitude for God, because they were thankful to God for giving them whatever they possessed. People didn't have those conceptions. So they were coming to religion for the purpose of higher and better quality of sense gratification. In the recent time, this facility was made available by development of science, because of the development of science, people could get access to the better quality and quantity of sense gratification. And then people deserted temples, people turned their back on the mosque and the churches. So they dumped religion. They were not interested in religion anymore because what they wanted now was available by science. So they made science their god, science their demigod. Uh, and they're worshipping science not because they love science, because science is able to provide them with better quality and quantity of sense gratification. However, Prabhupada draws a point that for devotees, there is no competition for sense gratification, as they are on the path back to Godhead, where life is eternal and blissful. So devotees are not part of this competition, this mad race for sense gratification, mad competition for sense gratification between relatives, between friends, between colleagues, so that everyone is trying to prove another how they are better placed than others, and they get great satisfaction out of that. Neighbors neighbors envy, owners pride. Owners, the conception of satisfaction becoming happiness is so low that I become happy only when my neighbor feel jealous of me. Now that is become the conception of the world today that we live in. But devotees are opposite to this. There is no competition for sense gratification, even though there will be sense gratification there even in devotee life. There will be sufficient quantity and good quality of sense gratification. Depending on one's karma, one will get the facility for sense for eating, mating, sleeping, defending as well. So one does not over endeavor for that. One does not unnecessarily put in a lot of effort for that. However, one will get it as per one's own destiny, as per one's prarabdha, as per one's past karma. Whatever the facility one is made available to oneself, a devotee is happy with that, and he is cultivating Krishna consciousness for going back to Krishna, where the life is eternal and eternally blissful. So performing of austerities, again, this is part of the recap. So performing austerities means basically something. What do austerity means? Austerity means something that we can do, we have capacity to do, but we choose not to do for some higher purpose. Now, if we the higher purpose is the important component. Why? Because, for example, if a person is poor, now a person wants to eat but he has no food, no access to the food, and he is starving, and that happens to be say 1st of May, which is Ekadashi day. And now this starving is not austerity. But when one has access to food, but one choose not to eat anything on because they want to they want to devote their time for hearing and chanting and remembering Krishna more on the occasion of Ekadashi, one is considered to be performing austerities. But when the same person is hungry, sleeps hungry, because he has no, because of his poverty, because he has no access to the food, that is not considered to be an act of austerity. So one has to have capacity to enjoy, one has to have capacity to do things, and but one chooses not to do them for attaining some higher purpose. Now this higher purpose is seems to be the underlying motivator of behind staying hungry, getting up early, taking bath, doing japa for 2 hours, only eating certain type of sattvic food grains and offering after they being offered to Krishna. Now this is the lifestyle: visiting dham, visiting Mayapur dham, visiting Vrindavan dham, going with devotees, calling devotees home, calling devotees for the purpose of prasad, ask for giving them gifts, receiving gifts, and this living living a life of devotion, living the whole life centered around Krishna. Now that is a choice that one has to exercise, and that comes with higher purpose. Higher purpose one get from religion or scriptures. So based on higher knowledge, one can decide on the higher purpose, and the knowledge is available from religion or scriptures, and we learn it from guru or devotees who are personally practicing it, and also teaching others, helping others learn the same. So this is the process, and the process of performing austerities. Last session we discussed two case studies, and we discussed three basically case studies. One is of Jatayu and Ravana, how Jatayu used his body for the service of Lord, and how Ravana misused his body for cultivating and enhancing lust, anger, greed, and how he perished. Now, and later we also discuss austerities of speech. Austerities of speech, we discussed two case studies. First case study is that of Daksha Prajapati, who insults Lord Shiva when he does not get up. Amanina mana dena, not expecting respect, is the fundamental quality of a good Vaishnava. Humility, when you are humble, you don't expect respect from others. But Daksha Prajapati walked into this sacrificial ceremony, and Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, these two gods, don't get up, don't stand and pay obeisances or even acknowledge his coming. Now, Daksha Prajapati becomes mad with this action of Lord Shiva, who happens to be his own son-in-law, and he speaks very very badly um, at towards him, and as a result he suffers. So this is austerity of speech. This is not austerity of speech. This is speaking our mind out. This is what most of the people today believe, that that is right thing to do. Whatever comes to your mind, just speak out, and without giving any consideration to time, place, circumstances. So this is what happened, and as a result, Daksha Prajapati suffers badly. On the second picture, we have Vidura giving instructions to Dhritarashtra. Vidura returns to Hastinapur after the whole war was over, and he speaks in very harsh, strong words of wisdom again to Dhritarashtra. But this time, he's been giving these instructions, but this time it has the desired effect. Dhritarashtra immediately gets up and get out of this palace, and doesn't even ask Gandhari to come over, but she follows him. He goes to the north, manifests fire inside his body, and burns himself in the while meditating on the Supreme Lord. And Gandhari enters the same fire and ends her life as well. So this is what we discuss. The third type of austerity Krishna is speaking about is austerity of the mind, and the austerity of the mind is described in the third verse in the sequence, 14, 15, and 16. 16 is the austerity of mind. Manah prasada, saumyatvam, maunam, atma vinigraha, bhava samshuddhir, bhava samshuddhir tyatyepo, manasam sama, tapo manasam uchate, tapo manasam uchate. The satisfaction, simplicity, gravity, self-control, and purification of one's existence are the austerities of the mind. So the satisfaction is the will have a lot of focus today on this aspect. Manah prasada. Let's see what that really means. So before that, I'll be launching a poll, and I'll request you all to take this poll, and we'll continue after this poll. I'm launching the poll. It should appear on your screen. It's a one question poll. The question I'll read out for everyone's benefit. That it says that chant and be happy. This is a famous quote by Srila Prabhupada. How many instructions one can see in this one sentence? And options, three options we have are 1, 2, and 3. Give one more minute. Hope everyone is able to access it through phone or mobile or phone or whatever laptop, desktop that you are using. We have 21 responses so far. We have 38 participants. Others can quickly answer so that we can move. So we have 28. We have 10 more responses. Hope you are able to give this, use the facility. Okay, we have 28 responses. I'll just end the poll now and we'll share the results. You all can see the results on the screen. Hare Krishna. You can see the results on the screen?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
It's visible.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Prabhu.
All right. So we have this question that chant and be happy. How many instructions you can see in this sentence? So option 1 is so about 54% of you have chosen option 1. Some of you have said option 2, and some of you have said option 3. 4 of you have said option 3. Quite interesting. Option 3, can somebody say there are 4 people who said option 3. Can you list out which of those 3 instructions? Anybody who would like to share?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
So what I could perceive is that chanting means our endeavor, and then comes the struggle. When we endeavor for something, then comes the struggle. That struggle is second one, and third is happiness. And ultimately, the happiness comes from the name of Lord Krishna is very important. So I could perceive the instruction in that the struggles will also come in between. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Okay. Hare Krishna. So, Dwarkanath Prabhuji, my voice is breaking or Vikas Prabhu's voice was breaking?
I think Vikas Prabhuji was not audible. Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, that's right. Okay, okay, understand. So, yeah, thanks. So let's go back to the slides and we'll come back to that instruction. So what we'll do is, so the three instructions, that actual question to me had three instructions. One is chant and be happy. One is cause and effect relationship. That chant and then become happy. So chanting will give you happiness. The other two instructions are chant and be happy. Be happy, chant and be happy can be looked at as two different instructions. Prabhupada wanted all of us to chant. So chant, one word itself is one instruction by itself. And be happy is also another instruction. That always at our level of purification, we may not derive happiness by chanting immediately. We may not be able to perceive happiness, become happy by chanting immediately. Pure devotees will become, the more they will chant, more happy they will become. But at our level, we will have to choose to become happy while chanting, so that we can chant continuously, so that we can chant nicely, chant with commitment, whatever on our number of rounds that we intend to chant. So for us, chanting is the chanting, the cause and effect relationship exists, and it gives us some happiness. But our life is too much turmoil. Our life is too many up and downs that don't let always feel that happiness, access that happiness while chanting. Though it is available, it is not accessible to us. So for then, we should still chant. Even if we don't feel like chanting, we should still chant. And we should still feel happy, be happy in whatever situation that we are in. So these three can be looked at as three different instructions. One shows the cause and effect relationship, chant and be happy. Second one is chant, that itself is an instruction. And third one is be happy, that itself is an instruction. That's the austerity of mind, that we should learn to be happy, and that's the mana prasada part of it. So what we'll do is, we have 4 more slides coming up, and I'll request you all to raise your hands whenever you want to speak. And I would urge all of you to speak, all of you, those who, whatever language you can speak in. They are very simple slides. We will go through life of a person, from childhood to old age. And all of us might be in different stages. We may see ourselves in different stages of that person. And we'll go through and we will find reasons for him to become unhappy, reasons for him why he should be more unhappy. And then we will discuss each stage. We will not jump to another stage immediately. We will complete little bit of discussion on this particular stage, and then we will move on to the next stage and next stage and next stage. So that way we'll discuss 4 stages of this person's life. This is childhood, and I'll read out for the benefit of everyone, and then you can raise hands, say a few comments. I'll a few comments explaining why he should feel more unhappy, what is he missing out. And you are free to extrapolate. Don't wear devotee caps. Don't think only as a devotee. Think how your neighbors might be thinking, how your relatives, cousins must be thinking, how your friends must be thinking who are not exposed to Krishna consciousness. Don't wear only a devotee cap and talk or speak, but give general answers. How people around us in our society, our neighbors, our other families, our acquaintances, our relatives, how do they think? How do they believe? How do they act? And so let's hear those views, non-devotee views, maybe, if you may call them. So I'm a born to a poor but hardworking parents, while others are from well-to-do families. I'm healthy, intelligent, better than many tuition-going children from my class. My uniform is often old, torn, stitched, Many places, many others wear nice, clean and neat dresses, neat uniforms in schools. My tiffin minute sometimes has previous days leftover, while others bring fancy food of which looks very attractive and must be very costly. Now I don't have TV, computer, video game at home, so I can't understand what most of my classmates keep talking about. So they make fun of me for not knowing these things, but I choose to ignore. Now this is story of a boy. Now we can extrapolate this and say, give more reasons for him to be unhappy. Now take any of this and then see that how uh, this can be, how using this he can become more miserable, how he should feel more miserable, how he should be more unhappy. What are the things which will make him more unhappy? Feel free to raise hand uh, so that we can hear. You can pick up any point, whatever you may, whatever that clicks to your mind, and then extrapolate that how such and such thing, not having such and such things, can make him more miserable if he choose to become one.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Yes, Rajiv, so others can raise hands and we'll go through one by one. So Prabhu, you can
Prabhuji,
have second, you have two logins, I think. So one has to be in mute.
yes, Prabhuji. Can I
Yes,
speak,
Prabhu.
Prabhuji?
Yes. Go ahead.
Prabhuji, the first point where the child says that I am born to poor. So probably he's trying to say that he is unhappy because of his fate. He has hardworking parents. That means he does not belong to a well-doing family. And then he compares with the other family which are well-to-do families. So here in the first line itself, where he says that it is not his fault to born in a poor family, hard-working family, and not a well-to-do family, and that's the major reason where the child wants to say that probably uh, he's trying to complain about his fate, and that's what I feel probably. The
Okay.
first
Yeah.
line.
Thank you so much, Raji. Vinod Prabhu.
Prabhuji,
Yes, we can hear you.
yeah. Prabhuji, a situation like his friends talking about the birthday celebrated or new cloth or new gift he has got from they got from their parents. So such conditions and discussion will further make him more miserable in his life comparing with the privileges other children is getting and he is deprived of because of the conditions that he has put in.
Okay. Yeah. Correct. Nice. Thank you so much. Jamuna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, about the third point, my uniform is often old, torn, stitched, or many places and all that. So that may sort of make him feel a little inferior. That although he may be intelligent in otherwise, this wearing little old clothes and all can make him feel a little inferior to other children. So that could make him a little bit unhappy.
Well, yeah, low on confidence because others are wearing nice, better clothes. Stitch clothes doesn't always make you very happy. Correct. Nice. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Swatantranji. Yes. Anybody else wants to say anything? Feel free to unmute and speak if you are not able to raise hand or don't know how to raise hand. Jigna Mataji, yes.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
This one, the second one, I'm healthy, intelligent, better than many tuition going children from my class. It's kind of a superiority complex where you start taking yourself probably above everybody, and that is worsening your personality on a longer run because you always think you're better than the others. And also give the other side of the coin is you start giving misery to the other people who are around you. So I think that dual complex, which is bad for the person himself and for the people around.
Okay. Okay. So you're saying this will give, this is he's saying he's intelligent, healthy, better than many tuition in his intelligent and many better than tuition going class. So there could be some inferiority complex that may creep into his mind.
No.
Is it
I'm saying it is a superiority which is not good for the person
not good for
himself
the person
and then
himself?
bad for the others who are around. So you
Understand.
become a bully. Yeah, you become like you want to bully the others because you think you are better than the others.
Okay. 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 Understood. Thank you so much, Mataji. Anubhuti.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Like I'm thinking like this fifth point, which is I don't have TV, computer, video game at home, so can't understand what most of my classmates keep discussing about, and they make fun of me for not knowing these things, but I choose to ignore. So, like not this point that I do not have TV, computer, but in this way, like if some new invention, some new technology has come, and my other friends know about it, but I don't know that which kind of technology has come, which is now in the center of information technology. Those things I don't know, then my friends will make a fun. So maybe this point will make some inferiority complex for miserable and all.
Okay. Yeah, very nice point, because then based on what you have groups in schools. It's very common, right? Or even amongst friends, they will be talking things which they will not include you in those conversations, which will as a small child you feel left out, and that's not very nice feeling to have. Very nice. Thank you so much. Jyoti Mataji, then Angaraj Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, my point also was for this last one only. I don't have TV, computer, video game at home, so can't understand what most of my classmates keep discussing about. They make fun of me for not knowing these things, but I choose to ignore. Prabhuji, this may lead, it is kind of a peer pressure, which might lead to a for money-minded person, it can lead to him. So this is basically a peer pressure. This can lead to anything.
Mm-hmm. Okay. There is one more point in this about food. Children love to eat. And yes, any thoughts on that?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
My thought was on that only, that my previous tiffin sometimes have previous day leftovers. So I think here the miserable condition is that he is not eating or he's in that condition that he's eating leftover food, which is not good for his health. Okay. And while the other point is, while other bring fancy food items, which looks very attractive, but must be very costly. Okay. So here he is thinking that fancy and the food is actually very costly or attractive, but he's not looking to the other side that it could be very simple. Also, maybe I'm not able to convey it properly.
Okay. Okay, so he's thinking that fancy food need not be really very costly. It could be very simply made at home, but nevertheless, that is better food than. So there is a comparison unknowingly.
Yeah,
or
comparison of
food
like leftover food and very costly. That if it is attractive, it must be costly, but that may not be the case.
That may not be the case. Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, nice points. So let's flip this argument and let's now talk about Angaraj Prabhu. Maybe we'll start with you. Why this boy should still feel happy? I'm not looking at chat right now, so please don't. If you put a lot of comments on the chat, I'll not be able to keep track of those.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, I want to comment on the first point. I am born to poor but hardworking parents, while other are from the well-to-do family. Hare
Yes,
Krishna,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji. Some
Yes,
disturbance
yes.
is there. I will
That's
comment
fine.
later.
That's fine. Yeah, others can raise hands as well. Now we want to know why this boy should still feel happy. We want to give him some arguments why he should still be happy in this condition also. We've discussed many points why he will be unhappy. He will likely to feel unhappy, but why should he still be happy? There could be some arguments given on that as well. So we are inversing the discussion. Harish Prabhu, we'll start with you. We'll come back to Angarash Prabhu when he's available.
Yeah, there are a couple of things which make him feel happy. One is he's coming from parents who are hardworking, so it gives him a pride that his parents are hardworking and sort of helping him in achieve his studies, and so that is one thing which he is proud of. Second thing, he is healthy and intelligent. Despite being coming from a poor family, he is not able to go to the tuition classes, but he is better than those who are going to tuition classes. So even that also is giving him happiness. And third thing is he is getting the healthy food. Okay, it may be leftovers from the previous day, but he is getting the healthy food. That is why he's sort of feeling healthy and sort of helping him in keeping him update. These are the few things which are making him feel proud and happy.
Okay, thank you so much. Nicely put forward that his born to hardworking parents. Then he's healthy himself. He's intelligent himself. He's not having ailments. What if he were to be born without eyesight, without some organs, some incurable disease? That it would have been much worse. So he's quite healthy. He's quite intelligent. He understands things, and he has parents. He is not been thrown out on the street for Krishna to take care of. So he will have some reasons for which he should feel happy about. Yes, thank you so much. Angaraj Prabhu, if you're free, we can hear your voice, or else we can go to the next speaker.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
If we comment on the point that how he can feel happy based on these situations, he can feel happy because he is a intelligent and healthy boy. Or these are aspects are the material aspects only. Well, they are judging this problem only on the economical level. But God has given him the various things. Well, he has been equipped with the almost equal qualities in all aspects, apart from the economical qualities.
Okay.
Based on that, he can feel very happy and offer his gratitude to the superpower, the God. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Kritika Mataji.
Yes, Hare Krishna, everyone. So all I want to say is all the points given here are very sad and very true also. Actually, I myself, I have seen all these feelings in children. I have seen children suffering from these problems. And I think here comes the responsibility to teachers and parents, because how we can think, how we know what is good, what is bad, what should I do to be healthy, what should I do not to be healthy. Most of the children, they don't understand that, they don't know that. So here comes the responsibility to us, the people around them, to make them understand that, to make them self-confident, self-love, that yeah, there are many things. It's very sad that many children, they don't have by birth. Many children already have, they get it automatically by birth. And when the children comes and say that, why I don't have that, and they cry, and at that time it comes directly from our heart. That cry comes from our heart also. That yeah, we may know that how to divert their mind, how to tell them that you don't need the television. Look at the nest. Look how the bird is feeding its baby. That is enough. Happiness will come to you. But for that moment, the child wants the TV, and it's not about TV. It's something that they want, and yeah, we can divert their mind. We can teach them, but yeah, it's very sad, but it's true that they feel it. And here comes the responsibility to us, that how we teach them, how we tell them that what is right, what is wrong. and self-confidence. Yes, that whatever you are getting, accept it, be happy on that. I think I have that's it. This is why I couldn't say anything, because I was feeling all these things. I see all these things every day about
I know.
food, about computer, TVs, and video games. So this is why. So yeah, it's a great responsibility to us actually, for us
Uh,
to teach them, to tell them, to
you're a
love
teacher, right,
themselves.
Mataji? Or a teacher or
Yes,
principal?
yes, yes.
Teacher.
Yes, no, teacher, teacher.
Okay, yes. I
Yes.
can imagine you go through this every
We
day.
just go to them, rush to them, and we try our 100% how we can tell them
Yes.
to love whatever you are getting. That is a gift from the God. Whatever you are getting is a gift, and how to love that. But yeah, sometimes the children, they don't understand. They just why I don't have that. I should have that. What he has. So here comes the responsibility to us. That's for all
Understood.
what I want to say.
So what we've discussed basically is we discussed earlier why this child should feel miserable, more miserable, and there could be, however, inversely, when we look at the same situation, there are so many points for which this child should feel happy as well. We will go to the next stage of his life where he will have more problems. Most of you who have not spoken, I'll request you to raise your hand or unmute and speak, because we'll not there are three more stages to go, and now hopefully you would have understood the pattern what we are trying to do here. We want to these are again conditions that this person is going through. This person is now in college, got good marks, managed to get into a good college, don't have pocket money spend, while others are able to regularly go out, eat, go to movies, do parties. My clothes are very simple. Others wear latest fashionable stores clothes. I'm not very impressive, so don't have many female friends. While others, boys, seems to have big groups. They always seems to be enjoying. I'm doing well in studies despite not having any extra help, while others are attending costly classes from reputed institutes and so on and so forth. So this is a next stage when life has moved, but his problem seems to continue. Let's find out why his, what are his areas of pain. Let's let's unmute and speak. If raising hands is difficult, Angaraj Prabhu, you want to speak something, or this is from the previous time the hand is not lowered?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, I want to get clarity whether we have to speak, whether he has to find the fault for happiness or whether he has to offer gratitude for being happy.
Yes, so that's the whole point. We will come to that. But right now, this person is going through these phases of life and he is feeling miserable. So we'll right now he is feeling miserable. Now there will be many situations for which he's not able to do many things, and for that he's feeling unhappy. And
Okay.
we want to know how whether the same situation can he choose to become happy as well. While
Hare
there will always be situations where you will not have few things, how you can still be happy in every situation. That's the point where we will go towards. That's the summer and substance of Mana Prasada.
Ji, Prabhuji. Last time I commented, the children was very small, so he was not able to think about the all aspects apart from the economical aspects. It was very tough for the young kid to think about other things apart from the comparative things. Now the person has grown up. Now he can. Now it's his responsibility or it's goodwill, or he has to think, because only getting the materialistic thing doesn't make him happy. So he has to turn inward or choose some spiritual path or get some association of the path of the spiritual path. So on the third point, my clothes are very simple, while others are wear fancy clothes, stylish clothes. These thing doesn't make the person happy, because the clothes are the only the outer things. That doesn't make him for the something. So sometimes they can make him very attractive, but doesn't give him the inner joy. Most of the time we feel this in most of us, we have had this also. These only give the happiness for the future, for the shorter time.
Shorter time. Okay. But when we are in this situation, they seems to matter, right? There are many students today in the class. it will be like when we were student, it mattered to us as well. We all want to look good, we all want to be attractive, and that's the fault of our age as well. And if we are not having, and there will be competition, there will be comparison, unavoidable. When we don't have those things, we are bound to feel miserable.
Yes, Prabhu. But these things happen only when we doesn't get to association of the good devotee, pure devotee. Because in the getting in with the association of devotee, we get the value of these things. Because the happiness is the internal matter, not the outer matter.
Not an external matter. Okay. So these are the things which is making this person sad. Not having good clothes, doesn't very impressive, not having female friends, for example, could be a devastating for a boy. When everybody seems to have female friends, and if he doesn't, he might just go and commit suicide. And there could be everything leads to depression, everything leads to low self-esteem. All of those things may seems very small in one way, but they can have big impact on minds of people.
Yes, Prabhu. But these things only happen because of our priorities only. Because we have not chosen the higher priority for the spiritual growth, for the Krishna consciousness. Because of the inferior priorities, he has chosen the good clothes, girlfriends. That's why he's making himself miserable. Only the
Okay.
person
So you're
has
saying
not got the proper guidance.
he's contributor to his own misery.
Yes, Prabhu.
He
Hare
is choosing to become miserable. Okay, thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Harish Prabhuji, yes. Others, so those who have spoken, please feel free to raise hands. Others are not contributing, so let's keep raising hand if you have a point to make. And others, those who have not spoken so far, they can also feel free to raise hands or unmute and speak. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
This particular example is reflecting a lot of people from our generation when we started our career in colleges and schools, and our parents were really doing hard work to make the things work for us, and ensuring that their children, because there were the times when the people used to have more number of children than current generation is looking for. So what I'm trying to say is basically these are the typical things which people in our generation or even prior generation has gone through. But one focus area which one has to see in this, the way a lot of people in our generation have done is they were very focused on what they want to achieve in life. Like they want to do well in life, raise their family from different levels to a higher level of sort of, financially and doing well in society. So if the focus is there, then all these things will definitely have some impact. But if the clear focus is there and the parvarish, or you can say the family background is helping them to sort of, manage within the available resources, I think the children will do well. So this boy has all the reasons to be unhappy. But if he's having a good focus and sort of aim in life to achieve better education and better life in future, I think he should do well without having so much botheration about this current situation. That is what is my feel.
Okay, thank you so much, Roji. Let's hear from somebody from the current generation. Is this problem of past or the current generation? Anybody from going to college recently or studying recent times, please feel free to raise hand and speak or unmute and speak. Is this problem of past or this is perpetual problem?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Yes, Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Prabhuji, so now I am in my final year of college, and to be very honest, I want to say something like, okay, like since 2 years I am following, I am trying to become a devotee. But thing is that when we are surrounded by our friends who live in materialistic world, so sometimes it impacts our mind. Like, okay, like my clothes is simple, I am not as stylish as my other friends, and sometimes they also make fun of us that you are like missing something, you are missing enjoyment and all. So there are two things, like third point is my clothes are very simple while others always wear fancy latest stylish cloth. And the fifth point is that I am doing well in studies despite not having an external, sorry, I'm not able to see
Help,
that.
yeah, external help while other attending costly reputed classes.
So since I'm in my final year of engineering, so I have filled these 2 points in my in my course duration, due to because there are lots of events that happen in college, and sometimes I feel shy because I do not I have never pay attention on which kind of dress I have to wear and all. But after coming in college, like people pay attention that which kind of dress they have to wear and all. So these 3 points sometimes they feel
They can cause misery, can cause
they cause misery.
dissatisfaction.
Yeah, and that fifth point also, since I'm not able to afford costly tuition classes and all, but still I am managing my studies. But some people who can afford costly classes and in very less labor, they are achieving good marks. And also these 3 point and this fifth point, still they have make some disturbance in my mind sometimes.
You can create disturbance even in mind of a person who is practicing Krishna consciousness. What to speak of those who are not? For them, this can be devastating, isn't it? Not having enough money, where people go out and eat regularly from school. When you graduate to college, you get exposed to the eating outside culture. And then again, if others are constantly going out for movies, parties, and you are not able to join them, that can lead to dissatisfaction or a low self-esteem and even depression. Why should this boy still be happy? As Harish Prabhuji said, that parents barely used to pay fees and not really give only sufficient money for person to travel from home to college and return. that is all, and some barely. So it was all like that. But why should this person still be happy? Can somebody still give him some pointers for which he should feel satisfied, he should feel happy about? Yes, Angaraj Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Sorry, Prabhuji, I could not got the point because
Why should he be still happy? There are reasons we discussed why he should be unhappy. Now we are saying, why should he still be happy? What is it in this story so far that should make this person still feel happy? It's not that all black.
Okay, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, out of these all points, he is getting the good marks and managed to get good college. His goal was to get the good in the study and to get the good degree. Based on that, he can economically support his life and the life of the dependents on him. And another thing, because all other things he is looking at, like the simple clothes and not having the girlfriend or not going to the reputed institute, that should doesn't make him unhappy, because happiness is only the internal matter. He is expecting the happiness from the outer things. This is totally the mistake on his part. So he, apart from making the unhappy, he should be seeking some happiness or some exploring himself or getting the guidance from the some devotees. That is not very easy for him until unless he has not some security. So he should be doing his good works and be focused on his studies and aspire for the good things. Based on that, he will be getting in future some guidance of devotees, or he can ultimate purpose of him was to get the good marks and to get the degree. Based on that, he get economically support his family. Later on that,
Wonderful.
in the
Yes.
current situation, he can do his work perfectly. Only thing he can focus it right now.
Okay. Got the point. Hare Krishna. Very nicely mentioned. Divisha, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Prabhuji, it also depends on the personality as well. If he is an introvert, these things would not much matter to him. And like when it comes to female friends, he can not only, I mean, it is not necessary that all his friends are happy with these female friends. There also can be problems which he can look onto. That with that also comes some responsibility which they have to. Sorry, Prabhuji, for the disturbance. So he can look onto the other side also, that there are other responsibilities which also take time. Instead, he has the capability of good knowledge. I mean, he's a good student. So he can think that I can engage myself more into studies and divert for myself to self-realization. He can divert himself into spirituality, which will help him to understand the nature of the world, supreme God. He can understand about Krishna consciousness. He has more time to spend in Krishna consciousness, because all the barriers which we generally face as a student to come to Krishna conscious is friends and all these factors, like going out with friends, TVs, games, etc., etc. But he is very lucky enough that he doesn't have all these barriers on his path, so he can directly divert himself to the right path. He can learn Krishna consciousness. He has a very good opportunity to give time to spirituality. He is also intelligent, so which makes him understand that, okay, I'm good at studies also, I can be good at this also. So, and being a good student, he is less worried about his future, which is a very good part, because when you have all these problems and you're not even at good at studies, so there's another worry over your head that आगे क्या होगा, मैं तो पढ़ाई में भी नहीं अच्छा, ना ही मेरी communications अच्छे हैं. So this is a very positive thing, and it's a वो ऐसे pillar है उसके पास अच्छा खासा कि वो पढ़ाई में भी अच्छा है, अच्छे college में भी है, तो he doesn't have too much worry about earning and etc. So he has a very good opportunity to divert himself into spirituality, I feel.
Okay, so you
Thank you, Prabhuji.
suggest him to take up spirituality, but at least if not spirituality, maybe because we are not discussing this from a devotional standpoint, at least he can focus on his study and do well for himself and for his family. That's the least he can do, because he has so many less distraction which others have. And plus is in the college, and while others, there would be so many people who don't even have this opportunity to attend college. So there could be many aspects that we can still look at and feel that this boy has so much. While he may not have so many other things, he still has so much right now. He seems to be intelligent, seems to be healthy, seems to be parents are still seems to be affording his fees, he's paying his fees, he can graduate. He should now focus on his studies and get out of this, rather than worried about all other aspects which are which his other friends must be indulging into. So there will always be situations. In this situation also, there are number of factors for which this boy should still feel have gratitude towards Almighty or God or Krishna or his parents, if nonetheless that they're thankful. Be thankful. Thank you so much for giving me at least this. Now I'm in the college. I have a real good opportunity to make my own future if I do well in studies, and if I can get good job, I can create a better future for myself as well as for his own parents. So there is opportunity available there. Let's move on to the next stage of his life, where he's into job. Again, seems to be doing well, trusted by manager, get regular increments, promotion, additional responsibility at workplace, but he don't mingle with other colleagues, and who are always busy gossiping, discussing stories. Hence, he's not very popular in office. Many colleagues then they try to pull his leg. They're always eager to catch his mistakes, but he doesn't do that way. He try to help everyone, whatever extent he can, and he feels bad when people do bad things to him, but he does not really give back to them, does not have revenge mentality. He's married now, a simple girl where Sari takes care of parents and children. Unlike colleagues are busy showcasing their latest clothes, which are often not even sober. Now we are graduated to the office, so we have more money, you have more capacity to spend, and this is what is the result. As a result, we don't get invited to parties that happens in my office circle or friend circle. Kids are intelligent but simple. I'm teaching them to be truthful and faithful, ethical and moral. uh, and children of colleagues are flashy, studying in international boards, seems to know and talk about so many subjects with a lot of confidence. They all have plans to go abroad for studies and settling down and all that, while my kids don't talk any of that. So this is again, the person is graduating, but his problem don't seems to be graduating. He's still doing the same thing. Me and others. And when he does this, he gets a lot of reasons to be unhappy. He get sufficient reasons to feel unhappy. Let's discuss some of those reasons. Why should he feel unhappy? Vikas Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. I don't know how much network will support, but one thing is that I am approaching towards Mathura, so just to give a remembrance
Mathura
of Mathura
Dham
Dham.
ki jai.
And Dham ki jai. And second is that I was contemplating things always going to time we are mentality that this is so that is true. But see that there is no person in his life. So there is no point to be entangled to entangle ourselves in the kind of sense gratification, because as Srila Prabhupada said that in the oil or putting it will awaken it more and more. So there is no running behind and gratification is happening already. But I'm satisfied with my current scenario, or and that gives us that always gives us happiness. There is always even if I'm a crorepati or I'm having everything well to do, I've got a reason to be unhappy that I can always try to compare, and that is not the goal of life to just keep comparing ourselves, and there is
Okay.
Rather, it is always good to come to a conclusion that in whatever kind of situation happens in life, there is always a takeaway from that I can always see the positive side of it all as well. And what to talk about other things, at least wherever, even if I'm in a miserable condition, I can see it with the perspective that at least I'm not going to die. My life is not going to come to an end. So there is always a big hope. I can do so many things. So whatever be the situation, we can always take it to that life. It is going to give me some kind of situation where I can feel happy always. So Krishna, then the pranam. I don't
Hare Krishna. Yeah, you sounded well. A lot of breakage though, but nevertheless, we've made the point that there will always be reasons to be unhappy if we choose to, but there will always be reasons to be happy if we choose to. So happiness is a matter of choice, and wherever you are, whichever condition you are, and we're going to the last phase of this person's life. He's old now. His children went abroad, study, and now working there, very busy. Regularly send money. He's now not doesn't the money problem seems to have gone completely. His own savings plus money comes from his overseas children. So they speak with him regularly on video calls. They've given him gadgets now. By he's now having a comfortable life, but he's alone. His wife has probably left him, left her body, or he's now living alone in the house that we built together with his own wife. It's painful experience. He's saying, spend most of my day watching TV or watch social media, advise people they meet, try and help people they meet, try and use some app on the mobile. I just killing my time. I'm just using my time to do all this. Use all the discount food. A lot of people have this habit of searching for discounts on food coupons, where when they order from restaurants, they want discounts, and if they get a lot of kick, a lot of joy from getting the highest discount on the various food coupons where while ordering or while visiting restaurants and doing shopping, especially. But he's now living alone, living a lonely life, waiting for the inevitable to happen someday. Again, uh, tell me why he should feel more unhappy. What the reasons for his unhappiness? Tell me why he should still be happy. What is it in this life right now that should still make him feel happy if we choose to? 2-3 comments.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, all those factors what has been mentioned here, I think all that those are very clear that because of his old age, he has no more hopes, whereas he is salvaging on the current situation and trying to explain his situation. So all what he has mentioned above, in fact, may become one of the reason for his unhappiness, except that if he realizes that real happiness is not what he sees in the materialistic gains, probably he will put aside all these factors and try to be more happy without the materialistic issues, because he has already realized that he is old and his time has come, so he will utilize his balance of time in Krishna bhakti. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam. Anybody else would like to say anything? Okay, so let's summarize. And so basically, this person is now old. Living lonely is depressing. Living life alone is, especially in old age, is extremely difficult. And if you don't have any positive engagement, you will end up having negative engagement. Watching too much TV and social media itself is depressing. In the old age, when you have no capacity to digest, eating outside food itself is cause of misery. And so in nutshell, unless we have a better purpose, all of these things which will lead him to become more and more unhappy. On the positive side, he's still alive. His wife must have left him, but he's still alive. He's still alive, and he still has opportunity. Any person who is alive has possibility of taking up Krishna consciousness. Dead people cannot come to Krishna consciousness. So he's still having his body and soul together, and it's up to him to actually wake up and find out how best he can utilize his balanced time in cultivating self-realization and coming to Krishna consciousness, rather than watching TV, which is whereby he will know which war is Ukraine-Russia war is entering how many days, who is winning the Miss Universe and Miss World contest, who got the latest Nobel Prize, who won the Filmfare, who acquired whom, who became the richest and the third richest and the fifth richest person in the world. All these things are not going to be helpful to him when his time will come to give up his body. That time, the question, that exam that he will have to appear is whether he could remember Krishna or not, and none of these things will help him pass that exam. So this is again, there are a lot of reasons for him to be unhappy, but a lot of reasons for him to be happy if he choose to. So this brings us to the summary of this, and what we'll do is we'll summarize the 3 verses that Krishna has spoken, and we will realize that not performing austerity is easy and natural to us. When we study the austerities of the body, performing puja of God or the Gurujana or the knowledgeable people, that is austerity for the body. Now, ignoring them is easy and natural to do us. We have to tell people to pay obeisances when saintly person come in front of us. And we see many children today, they don't know how to pay obeisances. What to speak of, offering sweet words. But they don't even know how to pay obeisances. And so austerity, so that comes naturally to them. Austerity, paying obeisances, has to be taught, has to be learned. Shaucham, cleanliness, has to be taught. It is difficult to do. It is easy to be unclean, unclean, but it's difficult to become clean. And cleanliness, therefore, is austerity. Arjavam, simplicity. It is difficult to be simple. Brahmacharyam, celibacy, it's most difficult thing to follow in today's world is celibacy. Ahimsa, non-violence. There is violence happening all around us. Open newspaper, in every page there will be news telling you which violence took place, how many lives it claimed, and what to speak of violence on animals on chickens and goats and cows, and so all kind of animals. We live in a world of violence, and therefore there is no peace, and therefore there is no happiness in this world. But non-violence is austerity. Violence comes naturally to us. Anudvegakaram vakyam. When we want to speak without agitating other people's mind is difficult. Agitating other people's mind is easy. We can speak harsh words is easy, but speaking sweet words is difficult. Satyam, becoming truthful, remaining truthful in our speech is difficult. Therefore, that is called an austerity. Speaking lies for small petty gain is easy. Priya, becoming dear, speaking in such a way that is beneficial, and that will be likable by other people is difficult thing to do. Rather, we can speak in harsh way that can hurting people is easy. Convincing them that we are their well-wisher is difficult. Reciting Vedic scripture is difficult. Everybody knows that. Then mana prasada, being satisfied with whatever one has in life is difficult. Dissatisfaction of mind is natural, is easy. Everyone will help us become unsatisfied, but only devotees and Lord can help us become unsatisfied, become satisfied in life with whatever one may have. Saumyatvam, being gentle at people is difficult, but being harsh, rude at people is easy. Remaining silent is difficult, but speaking out loud is easy. If you have garbage inside our heart, spitting it on another person, through speech is easy. And controlling our mind and letting that emotions, agitation within ourselves is difficult. Atma Vinigraha, self-control. Being self-control is austerity of mind. That is difficult. Indulgence is easy. मेरे मन को भाया, मैंने कुत्ता काट को खाया. This used to be one of the lines in one of the films that I had seen few years back. That because of my mind, because मेरे मन को भाया, मैंने कुत्ता काट के खाया, and that is the mentality that people live their life like. So bhava samshuddhir, purification of one's existence, that is difficult. Impurification is natural and easy. Contamination is easy. We'll all get contaminated. So our desires are the root cause. We understand that desires are the root cause of all our problems, and the desire we get from three places. One is past indulgences. Past indulgences have current lifestyle as well as historical unlimited lifetimes that we would have indulged into various things which is giving us desire, where the seed remain, and that is fructifying now with the help of a desire. They're becoming a desire now. So from past intelligences we get desires, from environment we live in we can get desires, and people people whom we associate with, we get desires from there. Now once we get desires from these three primary sources, and when we act on those desires, our life story begins. And the people we associate with has also a major influence. They are our friends, they are relatives, they are our colleagues, they could be our ideals. No, we look forward to them. They are our first favorite personalities, famous and favorite personalities, where the whole society wants to be like them. So these are the sources through which we may acquire our desire. And but the moment we get a desire and we try to act on it, then there could be two possibilities: we are able to achieve it, or we are not able to achieve it. In either case we lament. Even if we are able to achieve it, eventually we will lose it, and then lamentation will come. Sometimes we achieve it, but we don't expect the result outcome is not to the extent of our expectation, which makes us unhappy again. So we may get it, we may not get it as per our expectation. Even if we get it as per our expectation, it may not last with us forever, and when it will go, that will cause lamentation. If even if it remains, we may have to go, because our time is also limited in this world. So when we will go, we will have to give up those desires, those achievements, and then again there will be lamentation. So if we don't get what we want, again there will be lamentation. So when we are trying to become happy based on desire, lamentation or dissatisfaction, unhappiness is guaranteed. And that's what Krishna advises, that this is what is bound to happen. So happiness, what is happiness? Happiness is a choice of our mind. We are naturally programmed to do wrong things. We are naturally programmed to speak lies. Therefore, truthfulness is austerity. So all the things, all the austerities that what we saw, the opposite is what we are programmed to do naturally. Given a choice, we will do the opposite things naturally. And but therefore Krishna says that you have to do these things as austerity. अगर हमारा truthfulness natural choice होता, then becoming truthful would not have been given. Nobody would have given us that as one of the austerity. Then it is not austerity, it is our nature to be truthful all the time. But human beings are designed to speak wrongly, or in an untruthful manner, because of their some personal gains. So that is why these are austerities, are as mentioned by Lord Krishna. Hence, with knowledge, austerities must be practiced for attaining higher purpose. Why we should practice austerities? For attaining higher purpose. And from where we get this, what is this higher purpose? That we get that from scriptures. But how does our mind function? Our mind make us feel dissatisfied, that when we don't have things that other people have. So when you don't have what others have, you are unhappy. And even if you have what others have, there will be comparison and competition that will happen inside our mind, and that will become cause of unhappiness. So mind also convinces us that whatever we possess, whatever we have, whatever looks we have, whatever talents we may have, whatever possessions we may have, material possessions we may have, whatever level of intelligence we may have, now all that is, whatever we possess, whatever is in our possession is useless, bad, unworthy, and again can become cause of our dissatisfaction. And who help us get this conviction? The TV, the social media, movies, our friends, relatives, they will teach us by corrupting our mind, leading to dissatisfaction, that whatever we possess is bad, and whatever they have, that is only good. So what do? We want to bridge this gap, that we want to get what those people have. When people come and display their clothes in the advertisements of famous stores or famous brands, what are they trying to say? Whatever you are wearing is out of fashion, is old. So whatever, if you want to be happy just like them, wear this, buy this, and wear this, eat this, go visit this place, then you will be happy. Buy this kind of a TV, then you will be happy. Buy this type of refrigerator to be happy. Buy this air conditioner, and then you will be happy. So all this time, all this while, they are throwing us different ideas. If we keep watching them consistently, then we will get convinced that whatever we have is useless. How useless things our life are, how useless our lives are, and how better their lives are because they possess those things. And this can become the another root cause for our dissatisfaction. And to bridge this gap, we shop. To shop, we need money. For that, we work hard, and then the cycle continues. We work hard, we get money, we go shop, and we spend all the money. And in between, we watch TV, we compare what we have with others, and become dissatisfied, and then go to market and keep shopping more. And when we spend more, we go back to our work to earn more. And that's how the lifetime is wasted. Whole lifetime can be wasted in this. And if you look around, you'll find everyone seems to be wasting their life like this only, without realizing why they were born at all in the first place. Is this the reason why we took birth? To look better in my community, in my family, to be the richest person in my family. If I can't become the richest in the India, let me become richest in my family or my friend circle, amongst my friend circle. I'm the most good looking person among my friend circle. So is this the goal of my life? Is this why I was born? So it is not important how much we have in life. And this came up in the discussions from our case study today. It is not so much important how much we have. What is important is to make a decision to be happy. So happiness is not only a emotion. Happiness is a decision. We can make this decision in every situation of our life, every condition in our life. And it's up to us how we have trained our mind to do this decision. It's up to us to become happy, to choose to become happy. So that is the secret of being happy. Austerities of body. So right from early instructions, so we'll take a look back at the instructions of Bhagavad Gita, that right from beginning of Bhagavad Gita in the second chapter, right from that stage, Krishna is constantly reminding Arjuna that life is not meant for enjoyment. Senses are there and they have certain needs. Just provide them what they need. Don't overindulge into the sense gratification. So regulate activities of senses. Yatato yapi kaunteya purushasya vipaschitaha indriyani pramathini haranti prasabhamana. Uncontrolled senses can kidnap mind and intelligence, even of a person with knowledge who's trying to practice self-realization. Jamil didn't go to forest for watching a movie, watching a porn movie, but he just happened to see an incident in the forest where a prostitute was trying to enjoy with her boyfriend, and despite of not having all the knowledge, he couldn't control urge. And then he went back, he threw his parents out and got married to the same prostitute, and then begetted 10 children. So so it's not that it comes it's all there, and it's all there within us. However, we need to regulate our own mind, our own senses, and our own with the help of superior intelligence and superior knowledge. And that is how only we can survive. When there will be attempt to regulate activities of the senses and mind, there will be rebellion. Mind and senses will rebel from within. So they will make a lot of shouting, a lot of noise, and that is what we have to learn to tolerate. We have to tolerate the noise which will come from within, because they are active, they are being deprived of what they want, or they will also not keep quiet. Our senses will not keep quiet, our mind will not keep quiet, so they will keep making noises, and if we can tolerate that, just like how they train tigers in circus. The tiger is a ferocious animal, but they keep tiger hungry for days and days and days. And tiger when the trainer goes in front of tiger, he's still inside the cage, he roars loudly, completely demonstrating his dissatisfaction that he's been kept hungry. And if you cannot tolerate that, you just need to, as a trainer, you just need to tolerate those incidences, that tiger is roaring louder and louder. However, he's becoming weaker and weaker because he's not been fed. And trainer eventually convinces the tiger, that tiger eventually gets convinces that unless I am going to listen to this trainer, I will otherwise die of hunger. And then he starts listening to the trainer, and that's how a tiger get trained. Our mind is no less than a tiger, and mind needs this kind of a treatment, and we need to have a lot of tolerance as well, so that we can deliver that treatment to the mind. Uddharet atmanam atmanam, uddharet atmanam atmanam, natmanam avasadayet, atmaiva ya atmanao bandhur, ratmeva atmeva आत्मेव य आत्मना और बंधुर आत्मेव रिपुर आत्मनः. So what Krishna is advising Arjuna in the 6th chapter, where he speaks elaborately about the mind, is that उद्धरेत आत्मनाम आत्मानम, आत्मा से आत्मा का उद्धार कीजिए. Now one atma is mind, one atma is the soul. And he's saying, deliver yourself with the help of your mind, and don't degrade yourself with the help of mind. So mind has capacity to do both. It can help you get delivered yourself, it can deliver yourself, and it can help you degrade yourself. Both. So it's a two-edged sword. It can hurt you yourself, or it can help you hurt others. And Krishna says that this has to be this battle everybody has to fight. The mind is a friend of the conditioned soul and his enemy as well. Now what depends on whether he is a friend or an enemy is whether he is able to win over his mind. If he can conquer the mind, then imagine there's standing on the battlefield. These are the terms which are used on the battlefield, that look at mind as an enemy. Look at this mind as an enemy, and then win over this, conquer this enemy. And when you are able to conquer the mind becomes your best of friend. But if you fail to do so, you allow mind to win, mind can become your greatest enemy. जितात्मनः प्रशान्तस्य परमात्मा समाहितः शीतोष्ण सुखं दुःखेषु तथा मानापमानयोः. So for one who has conquered the mind, what are his symptoms? For him, the super soul is already reached. For that, attain tranquility. He has attained tranquility. For such a man, happiness and distress, heat and cold, honor, dishonor, all are same, because he's not operating at a physical level. He's not part of this competition. He's not part of this competition of buying the latest television, buying the latest model of car, buying the latest phone. He has a phone, but it might not be the latest phone. It might not cost him 1,50,000 rupees. It could be 15,000 rupees phone, but probably doing almost the similar functions. So he is not part of competition. He is not part of this mad competition of sense gratification through comparison. If anybody who is in that competition can never win over their mind, they are being controlled by their mind and senses. And anybody who is not part of this competition is only able to win the mind. So we need to be very careful while dealing with world around us. So yato yato nischalati manas chanchala asthiram. So from wherever the mind wanders due to its flickering and unsteady nature, one must certainly withdraw it and bring it back under control of the self. So is this process easy? Krishna says, no, it won't be easy. The 26th verse is saying that mind will, because of its nature, the moment you allow a little freedom to the mind, it will wander. It will go here and there. But it's up to you as a vigilant watcher has to bring that mind under your control. So controlling mind is not a one-day activity. It is 24/7, 365-day activity. Every now and then we have to be watchful about our mind. We can't trust our mind. Mind cannot be trusted. Mind, you can be confident, even though we may say that we have won over our mind today and mind is my friend today, tomorrow could be a completely opposite story. Tomorrow can be a completely new day, and on that day things could be inverse, and you may become servant of your mind, and mind can win over you. So it's a constant battle. It is not easy. It's not a one-time battle that you have to win and you have to forget. It's a constant 24/7 engagement. But one who is able to attain reasonable control over one's mind, for him, how is his how is how what how does he get benefited? Prashanta manasam yainam yogim sukham uttamam upaiti shanta rajasam brahma bhutam akalmasham. That the yogi whose mind is fixed on me, so that we'll see that the best way to control mind is by engaging mind in Krishna consciousness activities, because Krishna himself is the mind. He says among in Bhagavad Gita 10th chapter that amongst the Indriyas I am the uncontrollable mind. So Krishna is mind, and we cannot win over Krishna by our own effort, our endeavor. But if we can use our mind to engage in Krishna consciousness activities, to by fixing it on Krishna, one can win over the mind. And so by those yogis, bhakti yogis, whose mind is fixed on me, verily attains the highest perfection of transcendental happiness. Yoginam sukham uttamam, uttam sukha they gain. He is beyond the mode of passion. He realizes his qualitative identity with the Supreme, and thus he is freed from all reactions of the past deeds. So Brahma Bhuta Akalmasham. So Akalmasham are the past deeds. Akalmasha is the are the bad fruits from the previous actions. So becomes free from reactions to the past deeds. One becomes free. So 828, also beautiful verse, again describes about the happiness that one can get, such a yogi can expect. That yunjanaiva sadatmanam yogim vigata kalmashaha sukhena brahma samsparsham atyantam sukham ashnute. So this sukham uttama sukha is atyantika sukham ashnute. That Krishna is again giving a better degree, superlative degree, to describe what kind of a happiness that a bhakti yogi can experience. It can be atyantika sukham ashnute. Sukhena brahma samsparsham atyantam sukham ashnute. Thus the self-controlled yogi, constantly engaged in yoga practice, becomes free from all material contamination and achieves the highest stage of perfection, perfect happiness and transcendental loving service to the Lord. Arjuna says that chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramathi balavadridham tasyaham nigraham manye vayoraiva sudushkaram. That, and Krishna admits that mind is very chanchal, is very difficult to, very turbulent, obstinate, and very strong. Oh Krishna, I can subdue wind, but I cannot subdue it. I I think it is more difficult to subdue the mind. And Krishna says, correct, you're right. Asamshayam mahabaho. Mana durnigraha chanchalam, durnugraham chalam. But by practice and by detachment, you can attain the same. Later, Krishna will say that simply by engaging that same mind in Krishna's service, it is easy. This whole process can become very easy. Just to summarize austerities of mind, we discuss that human life is meant for performing austerities and not for sense enjoyment, which is what is taught by the whole world in general. Religion and scripture provide for that higher purpose, that why we should perform austerities. We need a why, we need a proper why to practice austerities, to restrict our senses from overindulgence, to fast on Ekadashi, to get up early in the morning and chant our rounds every in the early morning hours, to read Bhagavad Gita every day, to read Srimad Bhagavatam every day, to read Chaitanya Charitamrita every day, and to associate with devotees, to get corrected by the devotees, to receive corrections from devotees. So we need, these are all austerities, to pay obeisances in front of Lord whenever we visit a temple, to pay obeisances in front of devotees whenever we come across them, whenever we see them, wherever we see them. So these austerities are against our nature. Our natural nature is to be disrespectful to people, to consider oneself to be the superior, to consider oneself to be the greatest and the great, and to feel unhappy when somebody else's progresses. But devotional life is completely opposite. And therefore we need a proper reason, proper why for practicing of those austerities. So the most difficult austerities are austerities of mind. Austerities of body can be seen from externally. Austerities of words, speech can be heard. But austerities of mind are not seen, are not visible externally. So I may pay obeisances, I may speak nice words with somebody, but I may still have contamination inside my mind about that person, and that is not visible. But Krishna says that also has to be cleansed, and one's whole existence need to be cleansed, and one has to become happy, one has to practice being happy in whatever we may have. As guided by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, regulating mind is the most key activity in bhakti, and which will determine our success or failure. And amongst the six senses, Krishna is the mind, and hence we must surrender to Krishna to conquer our mind and engage that same mind in bhakti yoga. So if we'll not, then Krishna bhakti, if we'll not fill our mind with Krishna, our mind will get filled with news of this world, the television of this world, the movies of this world, the web series of this world, the sporting action of this world, the politics of this world, the economics of this world, my relatives in this world, my friends in this world, and all of that will give a lot of agitation, cause a lot of dissatisfaction. No matter even if we are better than them, it will cause a lot of arrogance, pride. And if we are worse than them, it will cause a lot of misery, lamentation. In either case, we will be unsatisfied. We will be constantly unhappy. And to become happy, one has to become Krishna conscious, and that will give us real happiness. The facilities for hearing and chanting, for cultivating Krishna consciousness, is the japa session of chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, which starts in the morning, and in the evening we read from Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita from 8:30 to 9:15. So we're done with our session. We'll see if there are any questions.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Swapnil Prabhu, yes.
Prabhuji, there's no question as such on today's seminar session. It's been wonderful and has always been a nectarian thoughts from you, which probably we as a neophyte or developing devotees have to take account. But thanks for giving us a right interpretation. Prabhuji, this was with respect to the upcoming Yatra, Mayapur Yatra. If you could let us know, we have read through your message, but if you could just quickly let us know what preparedness we should do it. And we have already, I think some of us have already booked the tickets. Probably what next, which there will be any group as such. If you could please tell us a bit about that, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for bringing up Mayapur. Now, Mayapur is again one of the most important dham we have on the presently on this planet, and the most beautiful ISKCON temple is coming up, is already there, and a new one is coming up in Mayapur Dham. It's a birthplace of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's a dham of mercy, where where even Narsimha Devi is very merciful. Narsimha Dev in Mayapur is very, very merciful. It's a Ugra Narsimha, but he's very, very merciful. So even he's acquired the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inaugurated this Sankirtan movement. He was born in Mayapur, took birth there under Neem tree. He was called Nimai. Performed his childhood pastimes in Mayapur, and there are all places of his pastimes where he used to bank of Ganga. There is Ganga. We can go there for Ganga Snan, and many beautiful pastimes happen at the bank of Ganga, which are captured in the Chaitanya Charitamrita and Chaitanya Bhagavat. The Keshav Kashmiri, famous Keshav Kashmiri pastime that took place on the bank of Ganges. His childhood leelas took place on that in that place, and then as he grew, he inaugurated Sankirtan movement, and he started chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra in the house of Srivas Thakur, that's again very close by from ISKCON to Yoga Pit, that is Mahaprabhu's appearance place, and then Srivas Angan, where Srivas Prabhu has his house, and in that home that Mahaprabhu conducted Sankirtan parties. Overnight Sankirtan parties used to be held there, and eventually that movement grew out of that house to become a public movement, and so there were many beautiful places of pastimes are in and around Mayapur. Our Bhakti Vinod Thakur's home is there opposite the river. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's Samadhi Mandir is there very close by. And Shantipur is there, that is Advaita Acharya's residence, that is there. Panihati, Raghunath Das Bhatta Goswami's home is there, Panihati. Many beautiful pastime, beautiful katha. It will all be there, will all be great. It will be a blessing for all of us to hear those from Atut Krishna Prabhuji and Sitaram Prabhuji, who will be taking us around, showing us those places of pastimes. So it's going to be a wonderful yatra. So those who have still not booked tickets, fortunately tickets are available. Flight tickets are available as well as train tickets are available. Feel free to book yourself on those and come to Mayapur Dham Yatra. We're going after many years, so we've not had been there for a long time. So it will be a wonderful experience for all of you if you could just come there. We'll have group form, yes, and we'll post the instructions. It's going to be 4-day yatra, so it's not very long yatra, but the place is long enough. It's a distance is quite about Kolkata itself is 600 kilometers from Mumbai, or for those who will go from Mumbai. But nevertheless, it will be the more instructions will be shared as we go closer to the yatra dates, and we'll keep all those who are coming posted.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. So if there are no more questions, we'll end today's session.
be under previous session. So it will be I would request
Not audible, Prabhuji. I think.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Yeah.
Gratitude to you by chanting one Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, then.
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna.
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Pranam.
Hare Krishna.